let's talk about Nebs. If you don't already know, Nebulites are going away. They want to move away from that system in general, which is why we're not going to see Nebulite boxes drop in Arcane River. And we're going to be getting Flames, which were announced at Maple Fest in April. That we're getting them June 20th, which is our summer update. That's when it starts, at least. So, a couple of hours ago here, we got a Maple memo explaining everything that's going to happen. I will read through it and we'll talk about it. Okay? So, hello everyone. As you know, during our Maple Fest presentation in April, we announced that GMS will be getting bonus stats, Flames, in the June 20th game update. As a part of this introduction, we have decided that we're phasing out Nebulites from the game in order to maintain game balance and focus our efforts on the bonus stats system. That makes sense. If you're asking for my personal opinion, I feel like Nebulites were just a mistake. In general, we should have never had like something differ. I mean, that's nice, but the Nebulite system was like very poorly maintained, and it should have gotten a rework at some point, during its tenure time, but it never did. So kind of tells us that they don't really care too much about this, and we're gonna scrap this, and we're gonna give you Flames. Most people that you ask prefer Flames to Nebulites, and a lot of people are wondering about compensation. Like, we've had this system for so long. What are you gonna do, for us? How are you gonna, handle this situation, right? Yeah, we never got S-Nebs as well, which we probably should have at some point, with like a revamp, but again, that never happened. So, come June 20th, you'll see a lot of changes to your equipment with Nebulites and Nebulites in your inventory, so we wanted to make sure you were aware before the changes happen. Here's a rundown of how the changes will occur. So, it lists Nebulites on equipment that bonus stats can be applied to, so easy. These items you can flame. So that includes pendants, eye and face accessory, hat, earring, tops, including overall, bottom, gloves, shoes, cape, belts, pocket item, and weapons. That makes sense, okay? Those are the items, and the items that can't be flamed are rings, android hearts, badges, emblems, medals, shoulders, shields, and secondary weapons. So, shoulders cannot be flamed. However, it's been told from KMS that you can flame scarlet shoulders. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's up, Like, are we going to be able to flame the scarlet shoulder or not? According to this post, we won't be able to. Yeah. But we'll see, okay? Now, your Nebulite will be removed from your item and be replaced with bonus stats based on the type and rank of the Nebulite. Nebulites that provide skills will also be removed and replaced with bonus stats. In addition, you'll get 140 node fragments per Nebulite, skill Nebulite. So that includes, Sharp Eyes, Hyper Body, Decent Door, Decent Haste, and Advanced Blessing. I think that's all right. Yep, those. Please understand that some of the stats and skills obtainable with Nebulites cannot be transferred exactly into bonus stats. So our intent was to match the stats as closely as possible while keeping the overall balance of equipment in mind. We tried our best to make each piece of equipment adjusted with bonus stats feel as powerful as they had been before the update. Please see this chart for the current mapping of bonus stats that we applied per Nebulite. That's my second tab. We'll go over that in a second, okay? Not just yet. we're just gonna keep reading here. So that's for Nebulites that can be applied with bonus stats. Reboot or why did I just read Nebulites will be removed from equipment and be replaced with rebirth flames as though the Nebulites were stored in the player's inventory. So that this is for Nebulites that are on items that can't get bonus stats. Okay? So it's as followed. All Nebulites and Nebulite boxes will be removed from the character's inventory. For each Nebulite and Nebulite box the character has in their inventory, the following compensation will be provided. And I actually like this compensation a lot, actually. So, abnormal status duration neb, which is the neb you can put on your top for -2 seconds. You get 4 eternal rebirth flames, and these are equivalent to rainbow flames in KMS. This is the best flame you can get in the game. Okay, you get 4 of those for a B neb. It's pretty fucking good. 3% all stat neb, 10 eternal flames. 4%, 15 flames. 20% boss, 10 flames. 25, 15. Any A neb, get 3. Any A neb, you get 3 flames. Any B neb, you get 1 flame. Eternal. Powerful rebirth flame, I'm assuming this is equivalent to crimson. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I think powerful is the red or crimson flame in KMS. And then D nebs and Nebulite boxes, you'll get level 110 rebirth flames. So there are flames that are level specific. Clearly not the best, but I think like some bosses will be able to drop them depending on which boss you kill. Yeah. Let me just bam and bam. Okay. There you go. That's what we're looking at right now. Let's continue. For Luna, so this is for EMS. For all equipment that had bonus stats previously in EMS and now have Nebulites, these items will be treated like items with Nebulites that cannot gain bonus stats on them, removed and compensated with rebirth flames. Okay. For all equipment that had bonus stats previously in EMS but do not have Nebulites, you'll retain your bonus stats. That's good. For equipment that had bonus stats previously in EMS that had a scissors count restriction, that restriction will be removed. Oh, okay. That's nice. And for equipment that had no bonus stats and only Nebulites, the items will be treated the same way, and they will be taken off and replaced with a certain stat. Like, depending on the Nebulite that you have on it, you'll get a certain flame. Is the Neb system going to be free to play for reboot? You're talking about flame. Nebs are being removed. They're being, just taken out of the game. And we're going to be getting flames, bonus stats. And it is going to be free to play, yes. However, I think it'll mention here, but I'll say it now. The flames that you get for Nebulites that haven't been used are going to be tradable, fully tradable, and permanent. So if you have Nebs, or you have characters that have been Nebbed, or not have been, sorry. If you have Nebs on different characters, you'll be able to just transfer them within your storage because they're use items. And even for reboot, you can transfer use items, so that's completely and perfectly fine. Just in case you were wondering. Additional information. Compensation flames will be delivered through the reward system, so that little red present box on the side of your screen. And they will be tradable and permanent. So yeah, I just said that. I didn't know it was right there. Effective immediately, Nebulite diffusers and premium fusion tickets will be sold for 1 meso. So if you go into the game, that's already there. All players who purchased Neb diffusers and fusion tickets for NX since March 1st, 2018, so that means reg servers, will be refunded with Maple points for the full amount of their purchases. So that's something, right? I like that. Unused Marvel codes for Nebulites will be compensated the same way as if Nebulites were in your inventory. The status of the codes will be redeemed on June 20th, so you will be unable to redeem the codes, and compensation will be given out in a maintenance after our June 20th game update. Just redeem your Marvel codes. You might be lazy. That's fine. Just redeem your Marvel codes. Have them in your inventory so they just get changed right away. Why wait until a maintenance? Why wait for a maintenance? Just use them. You know, just, if you can still. I'm assuming you still can. Just use them. Maybe GMS will make it so you can get it from actual boss drops too. Yeah, I think so. I think we'll be able to get that as well, but we don't know yet. We don't know yet. On June 20th, we will remove all methods to obtain alien coins, Nebulites, Neb boxes, and other Nebulite related items from the game. If you wish to obtain compensation flames for Nebulites, we encourage you to use all of your alien coins at the NPC shop in NLC. After June 20th, this NPC will still be available, however, we will add additional items you can purchase with your unused alien coins. These items include power elixirs, special medal of honors, spell traces, and 2x EXP and drop coupons. We know you will have additional questions and concerns about these changes, so please let us know in the forums, and we will update you all as soon as we can address them. We also know that not everyone knows what bonus stats are, and those that do will have additional questions about our implementation of them. We plan to include details in our upcoming patch notes or a separate dedicated guide to bonus stats. For now, we wanted to focus this announcement on changes that you need to know will happen as a result of removing Nebulites from the game. Lastly, we will, with the announcement that we will be adding bonus stats to the game, we also know that plenty of you are curious about additional ways to gain enhancements on your equipment. Although we're unable to confirm anything concrete yet, we wanted to let you know that we are actively discussing raising the limit of Star Force to 25 stars. So, additional details for this are still being reviewed, but rest assured that we will provide more information as we have them. From Dennis. So, the odds of us getting 25 stars are very high. They're actively discussing it, you know. I think it's safe to say, but I think we can assume that we are going to be getting 25 stars in an upcoming update, you know. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the removal of Nebulites and compensation and whether or not, you know, you'll like it or not. This will be going on YouTube as well, but right now we're just, you know, talking with you guys live. I think overall it'll be a slight nerf, but we're not gonna be losing out on too much, I think. That's just my initial, like, thoughts, you know, so. I haven't done the calculations and numbers in my head yet, you know, or on paper, but I don't think we're gonna lose out on too much, and we just have more to gain, you know, because we're gonna be getting extra, you know, just flames. We're gonna be getting fully tradable and permanent flames. So that by that I mean like not time restricted. So we can just keep re-rolling, you know, and hopefully get something better. You should obviously do your weapon first. If you didn't know that, I'll say that right now. Reroll your weapon, okay? Just weapon first. It matters the most. Yo, Corbin, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate that. Can we get some salutes? Corbin in the chat. welcome to the stream. Or the boss squad, sorry. Not the stream. Well, I mean, welcome to the stream regardless, you know. When the time comes for 25 stars, what do you think recommend Nexon will do regards to transposed Sweetwater? As much as I want Sweetwater to have 25 stars, I know that won't be a thing, because if Sweetwater does get 25 stars, it'll be the, you know, best in the game. I was trying to find a different word for it, but it's going to, it'll just rule the game, kind of like how CRA rules the game right now, you know, for years to come. I don't think a lot of people would mind, because especially in Reboot, a lot of people are transposed Sweetwater by now. However, you do limit the options of like arcane gear and Absolab being relevant, and I think, you know, using arcane gear is good because it's level 200. It's the highest, you know, tier in the game. It's the most recent and relevant items in the game. So it kind of makes sense that you should use them, right? So as much as I would like, you know, Sweetwater to at least have 20 Star Force cap, right? If not, you know, not 25, but at least 20. You know, if you can cap them at 20, I'm sure they could if they wanted to. I don't think we'll see that, you know, and that's fine. You know, but I personally, I would like to get 25 stars on my Sweetwater. Just being a little selfish here. They should make Rainbow Flames transferable in the event shops. I mean, that's something you can let them know about, you know, on the forums. And see if people agree with you or not. It's a suggestion. With the abnormal status duration minus 2 seconds being removed, are we going to rely on Cygnus Knight Link skills? I know Kobe, he's in the chat right now, I Sling Guns. He made a video a very, very long time ago explaining abnormal status duration and the effects on how it's like there's a slope to it. You know, you can watch that video. And I believe a good amount of stat duration to have is, or stat resistance, excuse me, is like 70-ish, 65, 70, around there. After that, there's diminishing returns, so you don't really need or want more, you know? Arcane gets best flame results and Star Force gains. Yeah, because they're the highest level. So it would make sense. Okay. Now, moving on to the second tab we have here. It's the details from Nebulites to bonus stats. So on items that can be flamed and you have Nebulites on them, you will receive the following depending on what neb you have, right? And there's a lot to go through. There's a lot of nebs in this game, okay? A lot of nebs. But I think I'm just gonna go through the ones that people are interested in the most, which is A Nebulites, okay? So stuff like, oh yeah, and then you see these numbers here. I should say that these numbers don't mean like, oh, you're only gonna get one dex, you're only gonna get one jump. This is the tier, okay? So this is tier 1 strength on your item, tier 1 jump, okay? And it's basically confirmed that we're gonna get tier 7, because if you scroll all the way down, tier 6 boss damage, right? That basically confirms that we're getting tier 7 flames, whereas some servers other than KMS only have up to tier 3 and whatnot. So you said B Nebulite, abnormal status. We can go check that out real quick here. Right here, B Nebulite, abnormal status duration, you're gonna get tier 4 all stat percent, which is basically just 4% all stat. Tier 5 defense and tier 5 max HP. So is it better to put a 4% all stat neb on your top rather than a abnormal status? I mean, if you just want an extra tier of jump and defense, I guess. That's up to you. I don't really think it matters too much, but you're still gonna get 4% all stat regardless. Rip abnormal status duration though. This is gonna make specifically hard Lotus a lot harder. So just buy a bod, you know? It's easy. Just get a bod. I know they're not available in the game, but just do it anyway, you know? Just okay. And this is interesting. Invincible for 1 second. BNeb, you get a 4% all stat flame from that. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but okay. I mean, sure. Okay, and then just going to the more important A Nebulites that people like tend to care about more, so like 3%, 4%. Pretty standard. You're gonna get 3% all stat, 4% all stat. So it actually benefits you. As before you were only getting it for your stat, you're actually gonna get like secondary stat now. So it's a little bit of a range increase when regarding individual stat EPs. Let's see, right here, max HP and MP, you're gonna get rank 5 max HP and MP. So I think that's better. I think. I don't know. I don't know specific percentages for the tiers yet. You know, I'm not so well versed in those. Let's see. We can go down to all stat again. 3% all stat, 4% all stat for their respective A Nebulites, right? What this doesn't make sense to me is people have pointed this out already. All skills plus 1 level. This Nebulite is garbage. Actually, garbage. Why does it give you more all stat than a 4% all stat Neb? What? Why is this better than this when this Neb sucks? Like a lot? So I think they need to go back and edit this and fix it, because this Nebulite does not exceed, like, it doesn't work like combat orders. So they might have thought that, you know, they might have thought that this Nebulite works like combat orders, like decent combat orders. No, it doesn't actually. It does. So they should they need to fix that. I believe you can only use this on your head anyway. I think. But they need to fix that. When are these changes being made? June 20th. June 20th. Why is the dex compensation for ANEBs so trash? Wait, you talking about like this? Like 1% and 2%? Why these are still a thing, I don't even know. Like, Nexon messed up with that, but let's see. IED, 21% IED neb, you're gonna get tier 5 boss damage, tier 2 damage, and tier 6 defense. Invincible for 2 sec. Okay. Can we just go back? Can we just go back real quick? Where was that? Invincible for 1 second after getting attacked. Tier 4% all stat. Invincible for 1 second. Invincible for 2 seconds. Tier 3 all stat. What? What? I'm sorry. Can you say that again? I'm sure it's just a typo. but it's still funny, you know? So I'm sure it's a typo. Sure it's a typo. Oh. 2% chance to become invincible for 5 seconds. You get a tier 3 all stat from that. That's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. This Nebulite is garbage, and you get 3% all stat from that. Thank you. That's actually really good, to be honest. 20% boss neb. You get tier 6 boss damage, tier 6 damage, and 3% all stat, tier 3 all stat. And 25% boss, you get tier 6 boss damage, tier 6 damage, and tier 4 plus attack, tier 4 plus magic attack. So that's a little bit of a nerf, in my opinion. This is 12% boss, as Kobe is saying right now, and will be 6% damage. So that's 18% right there, and then a little bit of extra attack depending on what level your item is, your weapon is, you know, and your base attack. It takes from your base attack or magic attack. So that's kind of a nerf, a little bit compared to 25 boss, but however, I'm not too mad about that, to be honest. I'm not mad about that. That's fine. Yeah, just someone mentioned that this compensation for 20 boss is really bad for Demon Avengers. It's very trash because Demon Avengers don't benefit from all stat. If you got like some, you know, attack here, that'd be at least something. However, you're gonna reroll this immediately. You know, when we get those Eternal Flames, you're going to use them on your weapon first. You prioritize your weapon. And Kobe, correct me if I'm wrong here, all right? You want to prioritize your weapon, especially with the flame that they're giving you. If your weapon has a boss neb, you want to just reroll that right away. Is it worth putting 25 boss neb on a weapon or get 15 rainbow flames? In my opinion, I would just save it. Just have it in your inventory. The 15 flames and those potential rerolls would be a lot better than this, what they're giving us. Yeah. And here we go. 1% chance and 2% chance for auto steal. They're giving us 3% all stat from that. That's great. That's fine. Because these Nebulites are actually garbage. But keep in mind, this is if you have it equipped, okay? This is if this particular Nebulite is equipped on your item that can get bonus stats. Decent haste, 3% all stat. Decent door, 4% all stat. Decent sharp eyes, 5% all stat. And then tier 2 int and luck. That's I don't know why int and luck. Why not just everything? But whatever, you know, just okay. And hyper body, you get tier 3 all stat. So this sharp eyes neb, you can actually get 5%, which is better than a 4% all stat. So I think it's worth it, to be honest. If you have a 4% all stat neb on your glove, just put a sharp eyes neb on it instead. If you can afford one, if you can get one from somebody, just replace it, and it'll have a better flame, even if you can't use interluck. Yeah. So that's basically it. I looked at the most important ones. Again, there's a lot to look through here, and if you want to look through it, I'll link it in the chat, and I'll put it in the description of my YouTube video. So yeah, that's what we have to know. That's the information we have so far regarding Nebulites and flames. Come June 20th. If I have a lot of Nebulites on reboot, is it better to just have them in storage? Yes, it is. Are flames percent based? Both flat and percentage, yes. It's not that bad though. So here's my question to you, Kobe. Because I kind of agree with you, right? Ideally, you would want to go for like 666, right? However, would you want to prioritize more attack gain on a weapon flame compared to boss and damage? Just from your own personal opinion. Like, because I remember you wanting to go for 142 weapon attack on your arcane spear. 34 flames? Right, it's all RNG at the end of the day. But 664, pretty good. I agree with you, actually. I agree with you. I did say that you wanted to reroll it right away, but that does depend on like the amount of flames that you have, right? If you only have like 5 rainbow flames, you don't really want to reroll, 664 on your weapon if you have a 25 boss nib on it currently. Rolling 3 tier 3 6s of what you want may take upwards of 100 flames or higher. Okay. You have 260 A Nebulites from the Neb event. Yo, that's amazing. That's a lot of flames right there. Can we comment on the 20% boss neb? Should we keep that or nah? It's decent. Again, you have that tier 6 boss damage and 3% all stat. I mean, I think you want to reroll though for attack or magic attack over the all stat. I think getting the extra attack or magic attack would be more beneficial, even if you're maybe sacrificing a tier of boss damage and damage. I think, yeah, because you don't have any attack or magic attack with it, you want to reroll that. But if you have a 25 boss nub, that's fine to keep for the time being. What's up, Ninja? Any other questions, maybe, that people might have watching later? Or anything you guys want to bring up? Yes, rolling for really good flame stats is hard. I think everyone should know that, and it's like anything else in this game. like how unpredictable scrolling and cubing can be. Might be even worse than that. You can get lucky, and you can get totally cucked. So this won't affect superior items. Like tyrants, those can be flamed. So no? Question mark? Main stat +7 A Nebulite. Use it or save. Looks like you're going to be getting a tier 4 flat increase. This is in percent. You're going to get a tier 4 flat stat increase. I would not use it. I would get the 3... you get 3 Eternal Flames from that. You can probably, hopefully, roll some kind of all stat. So, don't use it. Save it. How much boss do you think is reasonable when they remove Nebs to have? I don't know about Reboot, but I think currently in, like, Vera, I'll be down to... Let's see. Tier 6 is like 12%. Losing like 38 then ish. Not really, because we get extra damage. So I think just having like around 300 is fine. Like still 250, very possible. But yeah, just 300 or higher. But in terms of reasonable to have, excuse me, just 200. You should be aiming for at least 200 boss. Definitely more, but yeah. Is this an accurate chart of tier values? That's something Kobe would have to answer, because I have no idea. Maybe. Oh no. Kobe says yes. Okay, so yeah, this is accurate. Right, I think it's a temporary. I don't. It's not that big of a nerf though. Should I not use Tyrants if 25 stars is coming out with this? It won't be coming out with this. 25 stars will be something that they're considering and will be implemented, if anything, later on, not during this update. However, Tyrants are locked to 15 stars still, correct? You cannot 25 star Tyrants. Should you be using Tyrants if we get 25 stars? Probably not. I think you'd want to go to like at least Absolab instead of using a Tyrant cape or shoe or glove. Belt is fine though, I think. I think using a Tyrant belt is fine. Okay. Oh. I have two 25% boss nebs and two SE nebs. Thoughts on if I should use it or keep? Definitely use a 25 neb on your weapon. And SC neb, yeah, put it on your glove. At least one. If you have two of them, just put one on your weapon and on your glove. Depends on what weapon and glove you have though, but I'd use it. Yes. Would an end game if 25 stars would be Transpose Tyrants? Probably not, because Transpose Sweetwater, I believe currently in JMS has a cap of 15 stars, so if it's 15 stars for us as well, 22 star Arcane would probably be the way to go, but I don't know the numbers in, like yet, like 100%, but just an observation, initial observation, I believe 22 star Arcane would be better. Do I remove my Nebulites from my training gear or no? No, keep it. If you remove your Nebulite right now, it disappears. So why would you remove it? It makes your training gear, I guess, better, regardless. So like, you can't like extract Nebulites from gear. It just disappears. Yeah, I don't know why the all skills is better than 4% all stat, but we did address that, and hopefully Nexon will correct it. If anything, they'll like make it 3% or something, which it should be, or like 2%, because all skills neb is garbage, and they have plenty of time to fix that if they want to. Would it be better to use a Tyrant belt or Superior Golix belt and free up a necklace slot for Reaper Pendant? That's something that I think we'll have to think about as time goes on, because I can't tell you right now. Maybe, but I don't know. So we don't have increased Star Force yet. Should I fuse all my D nebs for C nebs? Yes. Because C nebs give you Crimson Flame, or Powerful Flame in our case. And you don't want a level 10 Rebirth Flame. You want to use it on like almost any item. So yes, your D nebs should be at least C nebs. If you have any D nebs, try to get C nebs. You got less than 2 weeks to decide on using all your Nebulites. I mean, yeah, you have time, so just think about it. For sure. Swap all skills with 3% all stat. Yeah. Yeah, I think all skills plus 1 should be 3% all stat. Mystic Door and Haste. Those are being replaced with 3% all stat, right? No. Mystic Door is being replaced by tier 4 all stat, and Haste is tier 3 all stat. So if you happen to have that Nebulite and you want to put it on your hat or shoe, you can. Up to you. Should you equip any Nebs even if they are terrible? No. You should equip certain Nebs, but again, these flames that we're gonna get depending on what Nebulite you have in your inventory are tradable and not time limited. They're permanent. So you can transfer them to different characters. You can sell them on the market. I don't know. It's a risk, Sauce. It's a risk. You know, like a 4% all stat on your hat, guaranteed, or getting 3 rainbow flames or eternal, and trying to see what you can get. It's just all RNG at the end of the day. Should you go buy Nebs from auction house right now and save them and get flames? Or I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna be pricing. People are gonna be pricing flames. I think it's gonna be expensive at the start, kind of like how node stones were when V-Patch came out. But give it some time. I think it'll all like flatten out, and then like people are gonna be undercutting each other really hard. I think people are going to be doing what you want to do right now, and they're just gonna undercut as you know, like on June 20th. They're gonna keep undercutting each other. So don't fall for the hype right now, in my opinion, and just wait it out. Do you know if these stats are permanent on your equipment? So the initial stats that you get depending on what Nebulite you have on your item, it's not permanent like what you're thinking. You can re-roll it, yes. This is just a stat that you're gonna get initially come Nebulite removal. But you can keep applying flames on the item over and over to re-randomize what you get. Should you be fusing Nebs to B or C rank? I mean, it's better to have B and A Nebs compared to C. So if you can get some B Nebs, you know, the Eternal Flames are better than the powerful Crimson compared to Rainbow. Yeah.